What's better than having a single flashpoint light? Having a pair of flashpoint lights. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to use 2 flashes against one background. I'm going to create a separation light. I'm going to do a shot where we just light the background. And finally, I'm going to wash this place with blue light for a colourful effect. Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching Adorama TV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that's got everything for us photographers. And to be honest, I know these aren't the same flash, they're slightly different. That doesn't matter so much. What really counts, of course, is they are both controlled by the same transmitter. Right, I'm going to set a few things up. Whilst I'm doing that, you should be clicking on the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. So let's get a light set, let's get a model in, let's get shooting. To help me out today, I've got the amazing Chloe. Chloe is going to be the model for this shoot, and I've started with my light in a fairly standard position. Let's just have a look at a one light shot before I bring in the second light. So, Chloe, I'm just going to take a little test shot. Here we go. I've already metered this out for f8. And it's a nice picture, but have a look at the left side, and you can see that Chloe is starting to blend in with the dark background. This is going to be my second light. It's a Flashpoint Evolve 200. I could put it almost anywhere really. I could put it at the front and have a fill light for the shadows, but I'm actually going to put it behind Chloe like this. So this is sometimes called a hair light, but actually it's a separation light because it's going to put a little tiny bit of light just on Chloe's hair and her shoulders and separate her off that black background. Now, how bright should that light be? Well, it depends. There are no hard and fast rules. It is entirely up to you. But if you want a starting point, a good place to be is 2 stops less than your key light. So this light meters at f8. I'm going to check the background light and get it to f4. So let's see what it is. Okay, Chloe, I'm going to hold this near your shoulder. I'm using a flash meter, so I'm going to point my flash meter at the light I want to meter, and I'm getting exactly f4. That's a bit of luck. So let's take a test shot like this and see how it looks. Okay, Chloe, here we go. And it looks really good. There's that nice little edge of light on Chloe's chin, her cheek, her hair, and the shoulders as well. But you can also see a little bit of flare coming in from that light too. This is a grid for this light. It helps to push the light in one direction towards Chloe and away from my camera lens a little bit as well. So that should help to reduce the flare. Now it will also take away some of the light. So I need to meter again just to see how much light I've lost. I'm aiming for f4. Let's see what we're going to get. f3.6, that's pretty close actually, that's not bad. f4, there we go. So I'm back to f4 again. Let's take the same shot and see if we've lost the flare. Okay, Chloe, here we go. And the flare has gone, although I will keep my eye on it because as I change my camera position, it's possible that some of that flare might return. So that's the separation light done. So Chloe, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's take a few shots like this. Here we go. Okay, so Chloe, you're going to turn and face the wall towards that light. That's perfect. For the second use of my second light, I've changed to a standard reflector and the position of the light has changed as well. So it's not beaming onto Chloe anymore, it's beaming onto the background. And that's how we're going to separate Chloe from this dark background. Now before there was no rules on the amount of light, this time that's double so because you've got the distance and the type of background all having an effect. I'm going to see what we get. Let's see what we get back here. I'm on f8, so Fine, F8, 1/32 power to get there. Let's take a test shot and see if that looks about right. And it really is a matter of if it looks right, it is right. Here we go, Chloe. And that feels and looks really good. There's a nice separation, there's a nice glow, but it's not overpowering the key light that's lighting Chloe. The only thing I'm not so keen about is the fact the background is a little bit sharp at f8. So I'm going to use high-speed sync to allow me to shoot at f1.4. To make that happen, I've turned my flash off. I'm going to dial in 2,000th of a second. Let's just see if this gives me a no flash, no picture test shot. And it does, which means I've removed the ambient light in this room. So now I'm going to add in my flash. I'm actually going to do this one light at a time just to make sure it actually works. So only my main light is on, and I'm going to guess maybe 1/8 power. Let's see how that looks. And we'll do a little test shot. Here we go, Chloe. And that looks about right. And I've just done exactly the same process with the background light to work out the exposure on that. So that's really everything ready to go. Chloe, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's take a few shots like this. Okay, here we go. Of course, if I didn't have a flash meter, I could still get exactly the same results using a little bit of trial and error. The third look with my second light is going to be a lot more colourful because I've gone back to the strip box and inside of that is a blue gel. I'm going to put a blue wash in the shadows of this shot. But how much light am I going to get out of that setup? Well, I've got the flash set to 1/4 power. I don't really want to go brighter than that. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin, and that's giving me f5.6. That's going to be my working aperture. The next light we'll talk about in a second. If you're doing multiple lights, it's always a good idea to do one light at a time. So let's see what this gives us. Chloe, here we go. And this gives us a nice wash of blue light. This is the fill light. If I'm working with coloured lights, I like to do the colour first. For the second light, I've got it behind Chloe. So Chloe is going to have to look in this direction just to put a little bit of halo of white light on Chloe. But how bright does it need to be? Well, it needs to be f5.6. We've established that. Let's see what we're currently getting. We're getting 6.3. That's quite close. So that is 1/8 power f5.6. So let's have a look. I've turned off the blue light just so we can see the effect of the individual lights. Here we go, Chloe. And there is a lot of shadow in this picture, which is important because that's where the coloured light is going to go. And that's it, we're all set, so we can start shooting. Chloe, are you ready? Okay, let's take a few shots. You may have noticed I've swapped my lights over, and that's because the gel needs lots of light, so I'm using my most powerful flash with the gel. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg for what you can do with a second light. It opens up so many creative possibilities, and all I did was use the same background, which if you're interested in that is like a stretchy PVC fabric. And if you catch it in just the right light, you can almost make out a word across it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or you've got any questions, leave me a comment down below. Click on the bell icon and you'll never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. And of course, click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.